everybody, thank you for coming back and joining me for another video. I'm here today, as you guys can tell by the title, to show you guys my tips and the essentials that I use to help get rid of my baby's cradle cap. So if you guys want to know more, stay tuned and find out. Okay, you guys, welcome back. So my coffee, even though it is like 12 o'clock, yeah, I needed my coffee today. So I'm here, you guys, to give you guys my tips on what I do to help get rid of my baby's cradle cap. Well, what I did to help get rid of my baby's cradle cap. So about at a month and a half, we noticed that my son was getting the signs of cradle cap. He was born with a head full of hair. Let me tell you, I did not think he was going to have as much hair as he does, or as he did when he was born, but he does. And I will insert a picture so you guys can see how much hair he had when he was born. So I was so nervous when I found out that he was getting cradle cap. When I saw the scabs in his head, I was like, oh no, I don't want my baby to lose all his hair, you know? So these are the essential things that I use and the steps that I took to help get rid of his cradle cap. It took about a month and a half to almost 2 months to help rid all of his cradle cap. So these are the things that I did. So after his bath, after bathing him, I would wash his hair. And I wouldn't wash his hair with like the soap that I bathed him with. I would wash his hair separate. So I use this here, this Shea Moisture's Chamomile and Argan oil for babies. You can also use this on the body, but I don't. I just use this primarily for his head. It's very gentle, very soft, and it smells very, very good. So I use that on his head. I lather his hair up really, really good. I never massage with my hands or my fingers. We always go in and we use this. I got this from the hospital. But you guys can also find, there's one by Frida, and I will leave it down, Fridababy, and I will leave it down below where you guys can find that. And what I would do is, while his hair was lathered up with this, I would massage through his hair. So I would comb through. And it's very important, because what you want to do is you don't want to force the cradle cap scabs to come up on their own, but you kind of want to give it a little help. And the more you moisten, I think that's how you say it, up the scabs, then they will come up on their own. So that's what I did, and I would just lather and I would comb through. And I would come all the way through, and then from there, then I would take the baby towel and I would just wrap, you know, I put it on his head after his bath. And once we lay him down and we're getting ready to get him dressed, I just take the towel and I kind of just go through once. I still leave his hair pretty wet, and I'm going to tell you guys the reason why. So I leave his hair wet, so when I go through with his oil, it helps it a lot more. You never want to go in with, while the scabs are dry and try to comb them up. Your baby's hair will fall out, let me tell you. It never happened to me with my daughter. She had cradle cap as well, and I did the same thing. The same things that I'm doing now. I switched it up with my son a little bit because I found out a little bit more. But with my daughter, I did the same exact thing that I'm doing now. The only thing I didn't do was I didn't use this comb, which I wish I would have known about this comb. And I didn't use this. I just used regular baby shampoo. Then from there, afterwards, I have a mixture, and I stick it in this little container here, and I got this at Walmart for $1. But I take the Jamaican castor oil, and then I also take olive oil. So the Jamaican castor oil, if you guys are familiar with the Jamaican castor oil, it is very, very thick. So I in the beginning, I started just using just the Jamaican castor oil, and I was just like, this is not going to work. It was too difficult to massage it into his scalp. It was too difficult to comb and brush into his scalp. So what I did is I just went out and I purchased one of these, and I don't have like an exact measurement. I just pour more Jamaican castor oil than I do olive oil. So maybe about here Jamaican castor oil, and then maybe about here olive oil. It's still thick, very, very thick, but it's not as thick as it is when it comes out the bottom. So after that, after it's mixed, after the mixture is all mixed up together in my little dispenser, I take while my baby's hair is still wet, I pour some into my hand, and I rub it together, and then I massage it into his head. I just, not actually massage it, but I kind of just rub it into his head. I take enough. When his cradle cap was trying to act up and get really, really bad, I was lathered. Like, his hair was so oily. And I know that there's going to be people on here that's going to say, oh no, you're not supposed to put oil in your baby's hair and things like that, because it's going to make it worse. Listen, I'm not a professional. I mean, these are the things that work for my family, and these are the things that I did. So after we put the oil in his hair, I go in with his after we put the oil in his hair, I go in with his comb and brush. So I have the baby brush here and then the baby comb here. So what I do is I take the brush and then I just brush down, and I brush his hair before I comb. So I brush all the oils into his hair. So I take the brush in the back and I brush it down in the back. I brush it down on the sides. And then especially in the area where I do see the cradle cap, which was, let me tell you guys, it was so hard to find where the cradle cap was sometimes, because I would see like the flakes coming out in his hair, but I'm like, where is the cradle cap? Because he had so much hair. So I used to have to, like, when he was sleeping, I would part through and see, okay, cradle cap is here, cradle cap is over here. So I would make sure when I put the oils in, I would target that area. So I would brush it down, brush it on the sides, and then I brush it up and, you know, brush it in the back, and kind of make sure that the oils get onto the scalp. Then from there, I would take the comb, and I never, this is so important, you guys, never comb to the scalp, because if the baby has cradle cap, you don't want to comb to the scalp, loosen up a scab that's not ready to come out, and now you have, your baby is balding. So what I would do is I would comb just the hairs, and I would comb in an upright position. And what this will do is help loosen up and stimulate the follicles and stimulate the hair, and the scabs will come up on their own. And all you're doing is pulling out the scabs in the hair. That is it. That's all you're doing with the comb. This is the most essential, because you want to brush the oils onto the scabs to help loosen up the scabs. Then from there, you just comb up, you comb up, you comb up, and you comb out as much scabs as you see in the hair. You can, and what I do is I always look at the comb to see, okay, there's a lot of scabs. So we have, you know, so it's working. And then I also sometimes too, I'll take a medicine dropper, one that's not being used at all for medicine. So if there's a spot where it's like a lot of cradle cap, all I would do was take the Jamaican castor oil out of the container and target that spot. And then take the brush and brush it through. I did this every day and I still do it actually till today. And he doesn't have the cradle cap, but his hair is very, very soft. He has really nice coils. And his hair is very healthy. I wash his hair. Now, this is the thing too. I wash his hair not every day. I do not wash his hair every day. I wash his hair every other day. So the first day we wash it, Um, and then the next day, all I do is I take a wet washcloth and I run it under the water and I circle his head. So I circle his head, take some more, and then basically what I want to do is I want to dampen up his head and make it wet, but not where to the point like as if I washed it. I still dry it the same, take the towel, dry it off, and I repeat the same steps. The only thing I'm not doing is I'm not washing his hair. These essential items and these steps help me so much, and I really wanted to share them with you guys. You guys, I am not a professional at all. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a health professional at all. These are just home remedies that we, in my family, we use to help with Cradle Cap. And so I just wanted to share these essential steps and tips with you guys, and hoping that it will help somebody whose baby is suffering from Cradle Cap. Currently, right now, my son's hair is still full and lovely. I will insert a picture. I hope that this video helped you guys and helped any mom or dad whose baby is suffering from Cradle Cap. If you guys have any comments or questions, you guys can leave them down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye.